You're gonna stand at the table.
Yeah, you can stand there.
There's not a chair here.
Good.
Is he gonna come down?
I don't know. Are you coming down or are you staying up there? Good morning. Welcome to our Upper School Winter Athletic Award Ceremony. The winter season is by far the longest athletic season, but it also brings much excitement with the crowd so close to the action. This winter was no different, and here are just a few highlights from the season. Our varsity wrestling team took third in the B Conference at the MIAA Championship meet, with Wayland placing fifth and Jack placing sixth. Wayland also placed seventh at the Maryland Independent School State Tournament. Both our JV basketball programs had improved years over last year, and with our girls getting above the 500 mark in conference. Our varsity boys basketball team ended the season 21-11, making it to the MIAA B Conference Championship, and having Colin and Caleb earn all conference honors, and Caleb being named Player of the Year in the B Conference. Our varsity girls basketball team ended the season 17-6, winning the IAAM B Conference Championship for the first time in program history, and having Annie, Miley, Kiara, and Anaya earn all conference honors. We are proud of the effort from all of our winter athletes as they work to reach their full potential and better themselves and their team throughout the season.
We would now like to recognize the students who work tirelessly behind the scenes and on the sidelines to make our athletic programs thrive. These particular students put in hours of work and are vital members of our athletic program. To our winter team managers, we are grateful for your generosity with your time and talents. Students, when you hear your name, please stand to be recognized. Please hold your applause until all students' names are called. Ruby Connolly, Diana Yusubov, Kirsten Clarius, Maggie Kennedy, Lydia Leffert, Aaron Yellen, Owen Beatty, Matthew Clausen, Alec Eli, Reese Harvey, Braden Hammond, Sydney Mosevich, and head manager Sam Mosevich. Next, we are thrilled to recognize those student athletes who earned their first varsity letter this winter. Each student who participates on a varsity squad for the first time will receive a varsity letter and a sports pin that can be displayed on the varsity letter or on their blazer lapel. When your name is called, please stand to be recognized. After the ceremony, please come get your varsity letter and pin from Mr. Gelati's office. Please hold your applause until all students' names are called. Miley Algier, Peyton Costin, Ryan Ellis, Benjamin Martin, Waylon Myers, Matthew Shapiro, and Colin Toms. For those of you that have previously earned a varsity letter, but this was your first time on a varsity basketball or wrestling team, you may also pick up your pin in Mr. Gelati's office after the ceremony.
Next, I will turn things over to our coaches who will be giving out 2 awards for each team. The first award is the Coaches Leadership Award. This award is given to a player or manager by the vote of the coaches who exemplifies the leadership characteristics expected of a Gerstel student athlete. This student athlete has given the commitment, dedication, and sacrifice to the team to improve individually and as a teammate. This player can be a verbal leader or can lead by example while setting the bar for what is expected of his or her teammates. This player strives to reach their full potential on a daily basis and has the ability to make those around them better. The second award is the Falcon Award. This award is given to a player or manager by the vote of the players who has had the most positive impact on the team. This student athlete who has persevered throughout the season and who has set the positive example for his or her peers both on and off the field. This player has shown the ability to lead by example and set the standard for what a Gerstel student-athlete is all about. Our first presenter will be Coach Gardner for JV boys basketball.
Good morning, Falcons. I'll do my best to keep this brief, but I think with an award ceremony, I have to start with some thank yous. And those thank yous I want to say first to Mr. Gelati as our AD. He does all the dirty work behind the scenes, so thank you for all the work. To Mr. Roten, our trainer, who helps keep those guys healthy, get them through their get them through their ailments, and keep them on the floor. Thank you, Mr. Roten. To all the parents for those late nights and sweating through those tough games and let's just say some questionable officiating. Gerstel versus everybody. Am I right? Am I right? No? Okay. Thank you to Coach Cheevers and Coach Mark for always sharing your perspective, helping the team and myself get better. And lastly, I wanted to, well, not lastly, actually, I also want to thank our managers. I mean, they did a great job for us. Thank you very much for everything you did this year. But I want to also recognize Coach Scott, who couldn't be here today, but it was a great addition to the team and an invaluable resource to me all season. So I want to thank Coach Scott. This was a tough season. I mean, junior varsity athletics is really mostly about development. But I'm a competitor, I like to win. So it's always a tough balance you're striking, helping the boys get better, but also wanting to win. So we struggled a little bit this year. We had some very tight games, but what I can say for sure is the team got better throughout the season. We finished with an 8-12 record. We lost a lot of games just by 2 or 3 points. So I know they're getting better and can get over the top for next year. And will be contributors, hopefully, for Coach Cheevers. Now, our team was pretty close-knit. They all really like each other. They all were rooting for each other all the time. So it left me really wondering, who's going to get that coveted Falcon Award? Who are they going to vote as the player that made the most positive impact on the team? I think we all know, if it's a popularity contest, Evan Cheevers is the fan favorite, right? Evan. Or alternatively, they could have gone with who I consider just a quiet workhorse assassin in J.J. Miller. In a very close vote, the winner in the end was Charlie Crawford.
He'll stand in the spot.
Me or him?
Both of them.
Now, Coach Scott wanted me to share this message with this year's recipient. Sir Charles, pause. Not sure if that's for dramatic effect or something else. Anyway, it was a pleasure to watch your growth throughout the season as a leader on and off the floor. Your commitment to the team and your personal development helped us become a better team and you a better teammate. Keep that energy and hunger. Now for the Coaches Award. This year's winner exemplifies the leadership characteristics expected of a Gerstel student athlete. I'm fortunate that I get to actually watch him during study hall and see him off the court helping out others, instructing others at all times, working tirelessly to reach his full potential. And then, walking by the gym, I see him in the gym putting in the hours to get better all the time. He understands the value of hard work. This year's winner is BB. this was a great season for winter sports. And with that, I'm going to summon my inner Russell Wilson and say, go Falcons!
Next to present is Coach Cheevers for varsity boys basketball.
Thank you. I'm going to try to get through this. I have a little cold going on. So this season was a very memorable one for the boys varsity basketball team. We finished with an overall record of 21-11, making it to the MIAA Conference Championship game. The coaches and I are extremely proud of what this team accomplished. What I think we are most proud of is the resiliency of this group of guys. There were many times during the course of the season that we could have folded or made excuses to why we weren't playing well, especially down the final stretch of the season. But we never did. Our players never gave up. We continued to believe in one another and what we were doing as a team. Our attitude stayed positive. We continued to stay unselfish. Each guy on the team continued to accept and execute the role that was given to them. Everyone remained coachable, and we always played extremely hard, no matter what the situation was. And at the end of the day, we usually found a way to overcome adversity and find a way to be successful. The coaches and I are so thankful to have had the opportunity to coach each of you, and we appreciate everything that you guys gave to us this year. I especially want to thank the seniors, Caleb, Dylan, Drake, Gavin, Malcolm, Ryan, Travis, so many, Tyson, for working so hard over the past few years. You are the reason why we are a contender again in the MIAA and have gained a well-deserved respect in the Maryland basketball circles once again. Just think of what you did, going from 5 wins 2 years ago to 13 wins last year, now 21 wins, and a championship game appearance this year. Truly remarkable, and you deserve the recognition that you've received. There were many great moments throughout the season. Caleb Franz broke the all-time scoring record and finished his career with 1,811 points in just 3 years. Caleb was also named the MIAA Conference Player of the Year, as Mr. Gelati noted, and certainly will be considered for Player of the Year in Carroll County. Caleb also set a single-game scoring record of 40 points against Liberty High School, and he averaged an impressive 23 points per game, and that's even getting hounded night in and night out by the other team. We also beat perennial powerhouse Lake Clifton High School in the Winners Mill Holiday Tournament, and we beat every Carroll County school that we played. Colin Toms was also named to the All-MIAA team as he averaged a double-double with 13 points and 12 rebounds a game. And he set a single-game rebounding record with 23 rebounds against Manchester Valley. It's pretty impressive. I think what was most memorable about this season was the way it ended. It seemed as though our season was over after a tough defeat against St. Paul's in our last game. But we were given a second chance at life after Friends upset St. John's Catholic Prep, letting us sneak into the playoffs after several tie breaks and much deliberation. We certainly made the most of our newfound life by going on the road and beating Archbishop Curley, then going on the road again, beating Concordia Prep, which propelled us to the championship game against Severn. There's so many people to thank for our success this year. I want to thank my fellow coaches, Coach Mark for his loyalty, dedication, knowledge, hard work, Coach Gardner for his commitment to our players, and all the time and effort that he gave coaching our JV team, and Coach Scott for being such a great addition to our staff, doing whatever he could for our program and players. I'd also like to thank Mr. Gelati and Ms. Manning for their hard work and support this season. No one really knows all the hard work they put in behind the scenes to make things run so smoothly, so thank you. Our managers, Alec, wherever you are, he's our good luck charm. Sydney and Sam, Owen, for all your hard work, much appreciated. Mr. Abbott, Mrs. Prosher, Ms. Wilkins, for all your support and guidance this year. Mr. Plasko, for your unwavering commitment to our school. Our admissions teams, Mrs. Luke, Mrs. Ito, Mrs. Glazer, for being so great to work with, and Dr. Smith, for your guidance, support, and commitment to Gerstel athletics. So now on to the Coaches Award. Our Coaches Award goes to a player that epitomizes how hard work, having a great attitude, being coachable, understanding who you are as a player, and how being completely unselfish can help a team accomplish great things. This player transformed his body over the last few years, worked on his game tirelessly, and as of the start of last season was going to give up basketball and be our team manager. After a day of doing that, he decided that he could better serve our team by actually being a player on it, and boy, are we glad he made that decision. This season, here in a starting role, he was often asked to guard the other team's best player, whether that player was 5'5" or 6'5". He always accepted the challenge and could be counted on night in and night out to limit that player's production, which all undoubtedly helped us win games and allowed us to have the type of success we did this year. The Coaches Award goes to a very deserving Tyson Galloway. Before I talk about the Falcons Award, thank you, Mr. Roten, for everything this year. Believe me, I know how much you did for us, so thank you. All right, so our Falcon Award. There were several members of our team that earned votes from their peers for the Falcon Award, but when the votes were counted, one player separated himself, and I couldn't agree more with our team's choice. The player chosen has been on the varsity team for the last 3 years and has come such a long way in that time. He's been a great leader, both by example and with his voice. He always displays a positive attitude. He can be counted on to work to reach his full potential day in and day out, and was easily one of our most cerebral players, especially on the defensive end of the court. This player was willing to do whatever was asked of him and put aside personal glory for the betterment of the team. I always enjoyed how he'd just come into the office, sit down next to me so that we could just talk, or if I was watching film, he would just watch with me, and we would discuss the opponent that we were playing next. I'm going to miss those times. I'm certainly going to miss this player. Our Falcon Award winner is Gavin Zemencic.
Next to present is Coach Frazier for varsity wrestling.
I won't use the word lackluster, but okay. Good morning. Thank you all for coming here today, although I don't know if you had a choice or not. First thing I want to talk about is coming out for wrestling next year. Come out, give it a try. It is, as Sports Illustrated said, the toughest sport offered in high school or college. Come up, take the challenge. If you come out, give it a try. It's not for you. Come up and say, Coach, I tried it. I'll appreciate that. Thank you for giving it a try. But we need more people to come out. This year we start with 14 people in a wrestling team, which was, I believe, the high water mark since I've been here at Gerstel. Within 2 weeks, we're down to 11. Week after that, we're down to 8. There were 1 or 2 injuries, I have to admit that. But most people, and they came up and said, this is not my sport. That's fine. At least they gave it a try. If you'd like to give it a try next year, I'd very much appreciate having more people come out for the team. I want to thank our managers this year for coming out and doing a great job, learning how to keep score. And then it kept, can we do more? There's no more you can do, but thank you all. Thank you. Appreciate you. I also want to take a second and thank Landon Bell, who's a senior this year, wrestled here for 4 years. Unfortunately, things didn't go his way. His first year here was COVID. He wrestled 3 matches. Next 2 years, he wrestled extremely well. He's still the only sophomore ever to qualify for nationals. As a junior, he got sick at the end of the year, and this year he was out most of the year with an injury. But where's Landon? Thank you, Landon, for everything you've done for 4 years here for Gristow Wrestling. Oh, there he is. Okay. And we're going to go with our awards. I'm going to start with the Falcon Award because this is a person who came out this year for the first time, never having wrestled before, stuck it out the entire season, and it's difficult, especially if you haven't wrestled before. It's a very high learning curve. He was wrestling mostly against juniors and seniors with 5 and 6 years experience. He still came away with a number of wins for the team this year. I thank you for coming out this year. I'll probably mispronounce his name because I mispronounced it all year long. But Adam Momad. Close. If you give that a try, give wrestling a try next year, you could be just like Adam at the end getting your award. Keep that in mind. The Coaches Award goes to a person who's been wrestling here for 3 years. This year, tremendous leadership in the room, outside the room, during matches, would come up to me and say, Coach, why don't we do this or that, make some changes here or there. Generally, he was right, but not all the time. But we made the changes, much better for the team. Goes to Jack Bruffy. Thank you.
Next to present is Coach Jay for JV Girls Basketball.
Good morning. I would like to start off by thanking our JV girls for having such a good season. It was hard fought. The drive and determination from this team was very great. All season they tried to improve, which they did. By the end, they went on the last 4 games. They were 3-1. Ended the season at a 5-4 record and 5th place in the B conference for the JV girls. I'd like to finish off this by thanking our captains this year, Lydia Lofert, Caitlin Carver, and Presley Borak. Start with the Falcon Award. The Falcon Award was voted on by the players. This young lady, I can never say met a jump shot that she didn't like. Always led us in our pre- and post-game chants, a very coachable and respectable young lady. She showed good improvement all around throughout the season. This year's Falcon Award winner is Peyton Costin. Congratulations. Now for our Coaches Award. This young lady showed great leadership on and off the court. A vocal leader who surely expressed everything she saw to our coaches and teammates. Her effort and intensity she brought to the team helped catapult the team to ultimately meet with success. As a captain, she took her job seriously, made her teammates better. This year's Coaches Leadership Award is Caitlin Carver.
And last to present is Coach Stem and Coach Prosher for varsity girls basketball.
All right, I'll try to be brief. To begin, on behalf of our entire coaching staff, myself, Coach Prosher, Coach Lane, Coach Marty, and Coach Jay, we want to express appreciation to all of our administration for everything you guys do behind the scenes. Huge thank you to Mr. Gelati for his guidance and leadership, and Mr. Roten for keeping our girls on the court and everything he does for them. I think all the plates and forks and everything else, there might be a bill incoming for that, but we appreciate it. I'm very proud to say that the Gerstel Falcons have brought a girls basketball championship back to Finksburg. First championship in school history. After years of growth and building, the goal of winning the B Conference has finally been achieved. After 2 semifinal losses, this was the year we knew we could get it done. Mr. Gelati and I sat down last spring and talked about it, knowing the players we have coming back, the players we have, the veteran team we're going to have, and said, what do you want to do with our schedule? And he went out and front-loaded that schedule. We played 3 A-conference teams, knocking off 2 of them, losing to the third by 1 basket. We played a reigning regional public school, regional champ, knocked them off by almost 20 points. And we played multiple schools out of New York at different showcases and events, which gave us some adversity, but we knew we could get through it. The front-loaded schedule, we came into January after that gauntlet of tests with a record of 3-5. But we persevered. We strive for a positive attitude. We would then go on to win 14 of our next 16 games through conference play, only losing to an independent national scheduled school, Shabbat Christian, and the #1 ranked public school in the state of Maryland, Poly. We went 10-0 through the regular season in conference play, and then would go undefeated through the conference playoffs to bring home an exciting championship to Gerstel. Some notable moments from our season. We had the best defense in the B Conference, holding our opponents to less than 30 points per game. We were the second in total points scored, only to St. John's Catholic, who beat us by 1 basket. Ironically, they were also the team that gave up the most points this year. This season gave our girls incredible opportunities to grow in their leadership, most notably emphasizing principles 4 through 7. Let's see, what else do I have here? Other notables from our season, Anaya Sinet bested her program record of 19 rebounds a game last year by pulling down 20 in a game this year. Annie Jackson had a career-high 24 points against Westminster in our win. Kiara Hardy would have 7 steals against Maryville and a career-high 19 points against Severn in our semifinal game. The only underclassman on our varsity team, Miley, would have 4 double-doubles on the year. And then Mimi DeLune would have the game-winning assist on Anaya's bucket with 30 seconds left in our championship game. Lastly, one of my favorite things to ever been a part of as a coach, our girls planned and executed a breast cancer awareness game, raising almost $3,000 for the Embrace Fund. So, after an exciting season, it's time for our awards. We'll do the Falcon Award first. Thank you. This award, as we all know, is voted on by the team, by their peers. Here are some of the things that her teammates said about this year's recipient. They said she's a great leader. She positively impacts the group through her actions, brings everyone's attitude up, great player, great mentor, always positive. This year's Falcon Leadership Award goes to Anaya Stinnett. on to our Coaches Leadership Award. So this year was special. This group knew the expectations and goals we had. It was truly a tremendous team effort to achieve the championship. But as our season progressed, one girl stood out from the rest. She was a motherly figure, if you will. This young lady has impacted our community for the greater good, not only at Christelle, but in our local community beyond these walls. Her leadership and mentoring did not go unnoticed. Her love for her seedling was also apparent throughout our season. She took on the year-long project of coordinating an incredible fundraiser and a charity game, raising close to $3,000. This year, our Coaches Leadership Award goes to senior Kate Roberts.
I would like to thank everyone who has been a part of Christelle Athletics family and to all that support our teams. Every student athlete in this room, whether you hold a plaque or not, plays a crucial role in the success of our programs, and I hope you are all proud of yourselves. We most certainly are. As you leave here this morning, congratulate one another, express your appreciation to your coaches, your friends, and when you get home tonight, to your families for their support. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.